Buy shares before December 2025. Otherwise, coming next year, God willing, that is 2026, you start regretting. You see, right now, when I made a video and I said, there's a time I came here and I told you guys, I think APLC shares are doing great. Right now, they are worth 1 shilling and something. Go ahead and buy it. Though that is not a financial advice, go do your research, but I think they are doing great. Well, some of you did buy, some of you didn't. And right now, when I made another video and I said, guys, I told you, shares were at 1 shilling, now we are at 13 shilling. That's where we are heading. That means that your money has been multiplied by 12 times. And we are talking of a period of 1 year. People are like, oh my goodness, oh, I wish I knew. Now I'm telling you this. Before December 2025, and back on buying shares, and instead of you getting into the bandwagon of regretting, I wish I did, just do it now. You know why I'm telling you? Right now as we speak, how many of you here, in less than 2 weeks ago, we had the MP of Kiharu, that is the Ndindi Nyoro. He was talking about the stocks and he was giving an examples. And listen, guys called me like a million times. Oh, good Joseph, this is what you always tell us. This is what you always tell us. He said exactly what you've been saying. Hey, he has been. And if you have not watched him talking about the stocks, go, I don't know which channel is there, but go check what Dendenyoro said about the shares and something like that. And we all know Dendenyoro is one of the best performing MPs in Kenya. And he's an economist by profession. He was telling people, instead of you rushing buying that parcel of land somewhere, I don't know how many kilometers from there, you can just go ahead and buy the stocks. Why? He was giving, categorically explaining why getting into the stocks might, I didn't say it is always, might be actually sometimes be even profitable though, compared to buying a land. Again, he wasn't bashing the land. Some of guys didn't understand what he was talking about. Okay? That's why I'm telling you. Right now, go buy shares before we reach December. Buy shares before December, before DEC 2025. Why? First of all, you have to understand one thing. In Kenyan market, it is not that competitive. It's not as stiff as it is, especially if you go to the developed countries. Can you imagine this? Only, is it 1.8%? Only 1.8% of adults in Kenya are participating in buying of stocks. Can you imagine that? That's why I'm telling you, before now, why am I saying that you buy shares before December? From now, I'm making this video at around 13th of, hang on a second. I'm making this video at September, okay? September of 13th. For this year to complete, we have like approximately 3 months, okay? We have 3 months to go. Why I'm telling you, start buying shares before December. Why? This is because the next 3 months that are remaining, you'll not only learn how to invest on stocks, that is acquisition of the CDS account. By the way, if you know nothing about buying stocks, this is my number. You can grab it. Text me on WhatsApp. Kindly don't call. Right now, that number is a bit busy. Contact me on WhatsApp. Reach me on WhatsApp on that number. Then I'll be able to take you through in case you did not know. Anyway, the good thing is that I charge only a cup of coffee. It's a bit affordable. So from now to December is 3 months. So if you embark on buying shares right now, first of all, the market has not yet saturated. We can't really say, be like, hey, you know what, the market has... No. There are still some potential companies that I see potential. Of course, I will tell you once you contact me. There are some of the companies they're on my radar. I know I'm checking on them. They're on my radar and I'm checking on them and I'm seeing its potentials and something like that. Number two, first I said you will be able to learn about how to open a CDS account. So you won't be too late. Number two, some of the companies that I'm telling you, they are yet to be exploited. Yet they possess or they house a very big potential of growth inside of them. Are we together? Number three, first of all, shares are very affordable. So you can be able to purchase these shares as we speak. By the time now we are hitting December, you will be in a situation whereby you are not only a beginner, but you're already an investor. You're having a foot into the shares. And listen, guys, here, when I say you buy shares, some people tend to think that is quite expensive. No, it is not. With your 10,000, 5,000, 100,000, with your million, with your 10, with your 20, you can embark on this journey. Reason why I'm targeting December, based on what I've been listening, people saying on the ground and also the investors and what have you, we might actually have what we call, listen here. You remember, for example, like 2 years ago, most Kenyans didn't even know what is a money market fund, isn't it? They didn't know it existed. Now, right now, Kenyans are into money market fund. They are there. I was actually reading the report from the Central Bank of Kenya. They were saying billions of money, they have been stuck into the money market funds. That is where Kenyans have invested a lot of their money. And right now, as we speak, shares are picking up. Why don't you want to be the founders, the beginners of the people who started when there was a boom in the stock market in Kenya? Because our Nairobi Securities Exchange, it's yet to be exploited, has not yet reached to a point whereby we are investing like serious people. South Africans have done it, Nigerians are doing it, if you go to Morocco are doing it, Egypt are doing it, and Kenya is one of the biggest companies, or rather one of the biggest countries in terms of the economy. I think we are the number 4 in sub-Saharan Africa, and overall I think we are number 6 or number 7 out of the 54 countries we have here in Africa. And remember one thing, almost the country that I've mentioned, or they are ahead of us, they have some minerals. Kenya, we don't have any minerals. Anyway, that's not the point. That's debatable. The point here is, one thing that you're supposed to understand, buying shares is not complicated. And start buying now. Instead of you regretting coming January. I've given you reasons. Number 1, the shares market is not yet exploited. It can accommodate people. A time will come when these stocks will be so much expensive that you can't even afford. If today, because sometimes I get calls, people telling me to guide them on how to buy international stocks. There have been some brokers have even made it possible by selling what we call the fractional shares, because some of the shares are very expensive. For example, you want to buy shares maybe at around 400 per share. $40, that's like almost 50,000 Kenyan shillings. Not everyone can afford that. A time is coming when people will flock their money into these stocks, and I'm telling you, the stock market will be on upward trend, and it will reach to a point whereby the shares that were costing 2 shillings, 1 shilling, 3 shillings will be now at 40 shillings, at 50 shillings. Still affordable, but of course you'll be on a regrettable pace. You'll be like, oh, I wish I knew. Oh, I wish I bought shares when Joseph said. Oh, I wish I did this. And the funny thing is this. I'm about to say something that is very, very, very hot. One day, if you're my age, one day, you'll have your kids or your grandkids asking you, hey, why didn't you buy stocks when the market was starting, when they say, I didn't know the information. No, but there was a guy called Good Joseph. You could have watched him. I mean, here, there. They will actually go ahead and download this video and show it to you and tell you, hey, this information was there. I know you had this information, but you didn't even hit to that particular call. Again, this is not a financial advice that I'm telling you guys go just buy shares anyhowly, just because somewhere on YouTube with a pen and a whiteboard somewhere and then a funny microphone say that you should buy shares. No, of course, this is the information. I'm educating you. I'm not advising you, I'm educating you. I'm letting you know that there's something called a stock market or equity market, or there's something called shares, however you want to call them, that you can be able, it should be on your interest. As much as you're doing other things in terms of investment, then have this on your ladder. You'd be like, okay, okay, I think I can check on that. That is exactly what I'm telling you. Just don't rush and just, no. First, I always tell people, if you have your financial advisor from your end, contact them. It doesn't have to be me. Contact them. Whoever is there, contact them. Ask them, hey, can I get into the stock market? Do you have a stockbroker? Contact them. Ask them. Get the professional guidance. If you need to contact me, you can contact me. Either way, provided you substantiate what you want to. This is just how can I say? This is a clarion call. Let's embrace the stock market. It has proven indeed that it can pay people. And not only me saying, again, I've said the whole MP has actually told you guys this, and actually wasn't saying their own things. It's a thing that has been proven by the market. You see, numbers don't lie. Go use that example. Do a little bit of research out of what I've shared with you. After this, just go to Google, search some things about the stock, 1, 2, 3, gather some information. When now you substantiate that you're worth to invest in stocks, go ahead and buy those stocks. Go ahead and invest. Go ahead and explore that industry. Ultimately, you can actually reach to a point whereby you'll be like, you know what? I'm so happy myself that I made that decision to actually invest in the stock market. And that is exactly how we develop our continent, Africa. Now, before I finish this video, buy shares before it reaches December. Because what I'm projecting is by December, or let's say by the beginning of next year, 2026, we will have too much going on. We will have, remember one thing, next year, 2026, if you're Kenyan, you know what I'm talking about. It will be a year before elections. And we all know what happens. Somehow politics will actually definitely begin starting from next year. People will be so preoccupied by other things to a point whereby they won't even know. So that would be the best time now to piling your cash into that. Piling your cash into that. If you've been buying shares for quite a long time, you can actually see there is a certain trend that goes. Immediately when you have a new government, or there's some issues to do with the economies, whatever, you see, because now the economy is trying to accommodate the new management that is coming on board. So what I'm telling you, coming next year, 2026, we'll have an elections coming. We will have a lot of things going on. We'll have a lot of money coming in. Okay, oh my goodness. I really wish you guys know. You know, politics spends money. Those rallies to be prepared, those whatever to be done, I know all that means money coming down. People will be having money. People will be stashing their money into the investments. People in the investments and something like that. So I can project a lot of competitions when it comes to next year. Again, depends on what the market is doing right now, bearing in mind that the Central Bank of Kenya is still considering lowering the rates going downwards. I can see still the capital market may not recover that well. The cash or cash equivalents, that's the government treasuries, and of course things we call the mutual funds or the unit trust and something like that. Therefore, it means people will actually tend to gravitate towards the stock market. Right now, that's what we're experiencing. Right now, the lending rate that the CBK has given is around 9.5%. They have actually lowered by 25 base points. They say they want to bring that rate to the lowest. If you go to the developed countries, they talk of 5-ish, 4-ish%. I do not know. What if they one day reach that particular point? A time will come when we'll be having money market fund giving us, say, 5%, 4%, who knows? And that makes cash affordable and available. And that means people will actually run towards where we are having more returns. And by default, that will be what? Either real estate or the stock market or rates or something like that. And that is where the money will go. So instead of you waiting then when it will be too expensive for you to afford, why don't you rush there right now? That's why I'm saying, if you can, if you have some ability in terms of the financial muscles, when I say financial muscles, I don't mean that they are too expensive. You can start buying your stocks step by step. Even if you'll start with only 3,000 for 10, 15, whatever you have, slowly by slowly. Again, I have to give you this disclaimer. When you're buying stocks, don't buy with quote unquote dear money. Stocks are bought with the money that, how can I say it? I'm looking for a better term here. Stocks are bought with that money that, is not meant for buying you or rather paying school fees or rent or something. You just buy with that money that, you just put it aside for long term. You don't have any hurry with that particular money. That's what you buy. And you can even decide, let's say, for example, in a month, you can save 10,000. You can decide to be buying shares worth 2K only. Then the 8,000, you can leave it by yourself, where you can access it at any given moment. Then you keep on pumping in that particular cash, ultimately to a certain level. So anyway, guys, that is my submission on this particular video. I'm gonna make a video again on to stress on this, and again give you some of the reasons why you should buy the stocks right now. And that I bet will actually do what we call, it will substantiate why I'm offering this information. But for now, make sure that you hit that like button, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you leave a comment on the comment section, because this is Good Joseph. I try the best I can to make sure that I share this information. In case you need my services, don't forget that's my number out there. Give it a call, or rather give a text on my WhatsApp. See you there.